like, yeah, no, I'm trying not to lose this idea. All right, so I've been trying to figure out a way to incorporate our second grade curriculum with DEI and um, also um, re-engage families in the learning process for families. All right, so this is my idea. One of the, I guess, things that we teach in second grade is about, of course, history and time and timelines. I've always kind of struggled trying to figure out how to do this for second graders, and it's kind of hard because they're still learning concepts of time, and it's very difficult, I'll just say. So I think I have come up with a way that might be easier for me. I'm the type of person that if I could figure out a way to maximize the task, I've literally done this my life, I'm going to figure it out. So I think I figured this out. So my idea is to connect students with their parents and or families through the experience of second grade, through the experience of primary school or elementary school if, people don't remember their second grade, right? And I want it to be like this scrapbook type artifact for families to share with their second grader, and it's a way for family members to re-engage themselves into learning and remembering and reflecting on how it was like to be a second grader, to be 7 or 8 years old, right? So this is almost like some meta, some spiritual stuff. So that's why I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm coming up with this idea. And so if parents, and I already know this particular school year, I have a lot of families that are from around the world, literally. And I know I'm curious to know, like, what life was like in, certain time era during, the late, 20th century. And I'm curious to see how many people will engage themselves in this, because let's be honest, most time people like to talk about themselves, and that's, again, something I've picked up over the years. So making your child's schoolwork about you is like basically the idea, okay? And then kids will start to also, I would hope, would also like to engage in this activity. It's almost like parallel learning. I don't know if that's a real thing. I know there's parallel teaching. However, maybe I need to look this up in the next few minutes, but parallel learning. So it's like the child is learning not just from school, but from home too. Everything, life, everything, right? Again, it's going to get metaphysical, right? And I'm loving it. So there is like this project that we teach in school, but then there's the project of raising a child and the project of reflecting on your own raising, in the same time era. I think a lot of times, parents and adults don't remember what it's like to be that age of on the edge. Like, again, it's going to get kind of spiritual and a little meta here. So this is the age where children, I don't want to say lose their innocence, but they lose certain brain wave patterns that make them less, as this is the downside of what they would say, less accessible to suggestion, because they do know scientifically children of a certain age are highly suggestible, right, and programmable. So, and they figured out it's because of certain brainwave patterns that they function in. And so at this age, in second grade, this is kind of where it starts to fizzle out. We're at the top of it. And some kids, they are able to retain that alpha brainwave state. I believe, I hope that's what I'm saying correctly, because again, I'm off the cuff here. But this is where kids start to have what I guess educators call the more concrete abstract thinking, or higher level thinking. Sometimes they might say that. But this is where it's going to be like remembering, reparenting yourself, like even like for parents and families, if they choose to do this with fidelity, right? This is a moment for some inner work for a family, like literally breaking a curse. Like I said, I told you that I'm glad I'm catching this recording, and because I feel like this is getting so super deep, like, but it's so perfect, and it's so like, wow, this is why I'm here on this planet, kind of thing. It's like I'm the one that stitched it all together, the polymath of sorts, right? And it's just so, I don't know, it's just so exciting as this all started finally coming together for me. So I don't know how I feel about the term social justice warrior or whatever, but there comes a time where people have to experience certain things, and the time of oppression for the masses is at its end. so in order for that to happen, certain mindsets have to be altered and have to be broken. You've got to unlearn to relearn, right? And sometimes going through, I guess, where we are in this day and age, I'm recording this August 28th, 2023, that if we're going to evolve, we really have to tear down a lot of things. And sometimes we have to, like, go into our chrysalis and dissolve, as I had said before, And this is where it's time to really to embrace the destruction, knowing that rebuilding better is going to hopefully be more, I guess, meaningful for everyone. And if I'm here to play my part in this, like I said, being the polymath of sorts, where I brought in all the things that I like, care about, have passions for, and I'm bringing it into this second grade homework assignment of all things, that it could potentially change a heart, upgrade a soul. Dare I? Dare I? Little old me? Yes. Yes. This brings me joy. And yeah, so I'm gonna broadcast this recording. It brings me joy for anyone who listened all the way through. And maybe if this is an artifact after the fact, I end up doing this project with this class, then you'll know. Then you will know how possible it really is. that, take care.